There are 4 very common barriers that keep businesses from innovating and strategic planning effectively. So the first barrier that often comes across is a lack of a framework and a structure for their strategic planning. Strategic planning is not a brainstorming session. It does need clear boundaries. There need to be certain key elements that are defined within it. There needs to be a process and a format that you follow each time in order to keep people on track. If you show up to a meeting with no clear agenda and a lot of it is just high-level discussion points and brainstorming, then that's all you will ever do, and it will be hard to take those brainstorming and those conversations and actually turn it into tangible action that falls within a plan with clear timelines and clear goals and clear responsibilities. So that's really what your structure provides you, is a way to get from the conversations up here down into tangible goals and action, a format for which you are going to assign that to individuals. You are going to hold them accountable to it. There is a timeline for when it needs to be done. And there are elements within that entire context that keep you on the right path and keep you from going off. A lot of the times you would use your core values or your strategic anchors or your 3 uniques. These are the pillars that really define what makes you unique as a business that you want to make sure that you are staying true to. And also making sure that the things that you offer and the things that you are the best at, you are staying aligned and focused. So having a clear focus of where you want to be, maybe it's 3 years from now, 5 years from now. Going out 10 years is really, really difficult. So I would say shorter, long-term goals so that it's a realistic, easy enough to kind of predict, but still gives you something to work towards. A popular strategic planning framework that I use and find super effective is EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System, and you can read more about that in the book Traction. The next barrier that often comes up is the absence of trust and open and honest communication within the team dynamic. So in order to run effective strategic planning, you need to have a team that is cohesive, that is willing to engage in conflict, willing to speak up and share ideas, whether they're good or bad or silly or amazing. The team needs to be able to call each other out on those things, challenge those ideas, and really engage in discussion, not in an opposing way, but in a productive way, and having enough trust within those individuals that everybody knows that they're on the same team together, that they're not fighting against each other, that they really are working towards the same goal. And yet they're valuing the unique perspectives and the unique strengths that each one brings to the table, knowing that collectively the team can make a better decision together as we can if we're in our own individual silos. But there has to be trust. You have to be intentional about opening up those lines of communication and understanding that these are all people and there's unique personalities involved, and taking the time to build up that trust so that you can have strong, productive conversations. You can be vulnerable with each other. You can commit to a decision and you can achieve the results you're looking for. And you can read more about this book in Patrick Lencioni's book, The Five Dysfunctions of a Team. He describes the importance of that so well, and there's a lot of good takeaways on how to improve your team health if that is an area that you are struggling with. So the next barrier that comes up is the stagnation of new ideas. So when we've been in our situations for a long time, if you've been there for 5 years or 10 years, retention is amazing. Like, we want good retention, but it's also very easy to get stuck within our patterns of thinking if we're not being very intentional about putting new ideas and new perspectives into our circle of awareness. So it's easy to just be like, well, that's the way we've always done it. And it's not that you're not open to a new idea, but sometimes it's you lack the ability to come up with a new idea because your mindset and your thought process is just kind of stuck. So we challenge these ideas by making sure that you're reading new books, listening to podcasts, like listening to new ideas and perspectives. You have to put yourself in those situations where you are allowing new ideas and new information to come and infiltrate your mind. The other way to help this out is to actually bring in new people and new perspectives, especially as you bring on new hires that have experience elsewhere. A lot of times they come with new, fresh ideas. And if you have that openness of communication and, that psychological safety exists there, then they're going to bring up those ideas and you can really take advantage of that and pursue new innovative ideas that you might not have thought about on your own, but you are able to take advantage of for the benefit of your organization. And the fourth barrier that comes up is a lack of clarity on your brand identity. So this is not understanding very clearly why you exist, how you operate, what you offer, the problems you solve, what makes you unique, written down with crystal clear clarity, that making sure that everybody is aligned on the same page. Because without this clarity, without these boundaries that exists around what makes your business unique, then every idea that's out there, everything that your competitor is doing, the new trends on the market, they can all seem like great ideas. And a lot of them probably are, but you do need to stay true to who you are, because that is what creates loyalty and trust within your employees as well as for your customers, and being able to ensure that everybody is having the same great consistent experience every time. That's what makes sure that your marketing and your messaging and your sales and your customer experience all align. So if you don't have those strategic anchors defined of what makes you unique, if you don't know what your core values are, of the guiding principles that guide the behaviors and actions of what you allow within your culture, if you don't have those elements crystal clear, then it's way too easy to veer off at any time that there's a new opportunity, and then you end up stretched in too many directions because you're trying to go all the different ways and you're not being excellent at the few things that you were meant to be excellent at. And then also it ends up being a lot of pivoting. So, we're going to do this. Oh, no, that didn't work. We're going to do this. And then there's so much time and energy and traction and motivation that is lost within the reassigning of new directions. But if you can get everybody on the same page, if everybody is clear on why the business exists, what the goals and objectives are, what the qualities are that really define us as an organization, what the strategic anchors are that really make us unique, then when we can stay within this framework, we can protect that brand authenticity, and then we can make good strategic decisions that align with who we are, allow us to go further and faster and more efficiently while maintaining crystal clear focus. So there's other barriers that come up within strategic planning and moving a business forward, but those four are the most common ones that can prevent you from being able to scale and grow the way that you are meant to.